Rewriting the default. Who installed your family operating system? This week, parents are asking the internet to interpret their lives. They're posting screenshots of private texts between a coach and a daughter. They're asking strangers whether sleepovers still feel wise. They're debating whether a child's deep connection to an online AI character is creative or emotional displacement. Clinicians are asking similar questions. In professional circles, we are comparing notes about escalating peer on peer dynamics, about children who report feeling profoundly understood by digital companions, about parents who feel strangely peripheral in their own homes. What strikes me is not panic, it is the uncertainty. Parents are not asking whether they love their children enough. They're asking whether they are leading clearly enough. Welcome. My name is Anna Sonoda, and this is Known and Trusted. Today, I want to talk about something foundational, something upstream from smartphones, sleepovers, and suspicious texts. I want to talk about your family operating system. Because here is the question beneath all others: who installed the one you are currently running? The default system. No family consciously decides to drift. Drift happens quietly. Schedules expand, devices mediate connection, meals become optional, parents become logistics managers. No one gathers the family and announces, "We will now prioritize efficiency over cohesion." Yet it still simply unfolds, and once it unfolds, it feels normal. But normal does not always mean functional. Many families have unconsciously adopted a default operating system that does not serve family wellness. It is optimized for productivity, distraction, and individual optimization. It is not optimized for relational clarity or shared influence. Who wrote that default system? It was not you. It was culture. It was pace. It was technology. It was economic pressure. It was the myth that mental health is a solo project. Children attend therapy. Parents download mindfulness apps. Everyone works on themselves. Family life does not function that way. Children regulate inside ecosystems they are born into. Their nervous system responds to predictability, shared language, and attuned attention. When the ecosystem fragments, the child absorbs that strain. If you feel your home has slipped into a rhythm that no longer serves you, that is not failure. It is awareness. And awareness means you can recalibrate. It is never too late to rewrite the system. What a family operating system actually does. A family operating system is the set of explicit standards and rituals that govern how your household functions. It answers questions such as, what do we stand for? How does attention flow here? What are our standards for adult behavior around children? What do we do when someone offers secrecy, gifts, or special privileges? How do we repair when we hurt one another? Families without a clear operating system evaluate situations moment to moment. Families with one evaluate patterns. That difference is protective. In grooming dynamics, the early stages often involve extraordinary attention, focus, elevation, private access. The child feels chosen. When attention inside the home is steady and abundant, that outside intensity feels amplified rather than intoxicating. If attention inside the home feels scarce, outside intensity feels like oxygen. That is not an indictment, it is a systems observation. So I ask parents a direct question in my practice. If someone asked your child who pays the most attention to them, what would they say? Would they describe you as curious about their inner world? Would they say you notice subtle shifts in their mood? Would they say you delight in them? Remember, attention is influence. Influence shapes attachment. Attachment shapes discernment. Building the system with your children. This work cannot be imposed. It must be built collaboratively. One of the most effective exercises I use with families is creating a family crest, not as a hokey craft activity, as a declaration of identity. Sit down together and ask, what makes our family strong? How do we support one another when someone struggles? What behavior earns respect here? What does safety look like in this home? What are our standards for how adults interact with children? Invite your children to answer first. Children often surface truths parents have not yet named. They will tell you whether they feel heard. They will reveal whether rules feel grounded or arbitrary. They will show you whether connection feels consistent. If there's hesitation or silence, that is information, not accusation, information. From there, move from values to standards. A value says, we believe in respect. A standard says, adults in our circle do not communicate privately with children without transparency. A value says, we prioritize kindness. A standard says, if someone offers you gifts or special treatment that others do not receive, you tell us. Standards give children language before confusion arises. Write them down, post them, review them quarterly. Let them evolve as your children mature and age. This is infrastructure, and infrastructure protects. Practical recalibration. If your family has drifted into a system that feels fragmented, recalibration does not require a complete overhaul. It requires intention. Start with these 3 actions. Number 1, establish one protected family meal per week. Better yet, make it 2. Phones away, conversation being intentional, with ample eye contact. Number 2, give each child 10 minutes of your undivided attention daily. No multitasking. And number 3, draft 3 non-negotiable standards for adult behavior around your children. Then, ask your children to critique them. This is how influence becomes shared and durable. Mental wellness is interconnected. A child's stability supports the family system. The family system stabilizes the child. When we treat mental health as individual optimization, we miss the ecosystem. When we strengthen the ecosystem, individual resilience follows. Supporting tools. Tools reinforce leadership. My upcoming book, Wait, That's Weird, helps children recognize patterns of flattery, favoritism, forbidden rewards, and fear. It teaches discernment in accessible language. Duck Duck Groom supports parents in identifying grooming stages within adult behavior. Neither tool replaces your authority. They strengthen the system you design. Rewrite the system. If you sense that your home has slipped into a rhythm that does not reflect your values, hear this clearly. You did not fail. You adapted to a fast culture. Now is your time to recalibrate. Ask yourself tonight, who wrote the default operating system in our home? Does it serve our family wellness? If not, what will we write instead? You are allowed to reclaim your role. You are allowed to define the standards. You are allowed to move deliberately in a culture that moves quickly. If this conversation resonates, here's how to continue it. Join the Substack community where we deepen these ideas every week. Become part of the Standard Bearers, our private Facebook grooming literacy lab for parents and clinicians building prevention through clarity. Look for the upcoming release of Wait, That's Weird, and use it as a structured conversation tool in your home. And if you will be attending CrimeCon 2026, come and find me. These conversations belong in public spaces as much as private ones. Influence accrues to those who define it. Rewrite your family operating system before someone else does. My name is Anna Sonoda, and this has been Known and Trusted. As always, show up, look up, and speak up.